All right, let's try to get you guys a Bitcoin update real quick. I know a lot of people are probably freaking out with the sell off this morning, and things are probably seeming like nothing but doom and gloom. Also, seems like I'm getting a somewhat sketchy feed. I see a lot of granulation. Anyways, let's try to get this out there for you guys. So, if you guys have been following me, or if you guys have been paying attention to the charts I've been dropping at all, or watching the videos, then you really shouldn't be, freaking out too bad. We warned you of all this. I told you guys coming into the week that things would get more dramatic Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I gave you guys this play-by-play on these levels. I told you guys specifically in the videos to watch for these areas to be resistance, and that in the video I even said it was highly unlikely to get up into these levels. I drew these higher squiggly lines and options specifically for the people who were more bullish and wanted a more bullish outlook, kind of what if this did that, then how high are we going, or are we taking off from there? And I try to let you guys know that these were important levels of resistance, that you would find major resistance at these levels. So that's what you got some reality check there. I told people that they should try to trade in this range as far as buying here and selling here. And that when you got up into the top ends of this box, this was kind of the golden zone to me. And that unless you started closing candles consistently in these next levels up, that, sorry, that this is what you wanted to watch for. And to, really plan your buys in this box. But coming into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I told you to, be careful of these things, and that this was going to drop, and that, this big fat question mark was here for a reason. This big fat hammer was on these lines for a reason. These lines are red for a reason, and this line was left red for a reason. I told you guys these were temporary supports, and that until we got past these Wednesday, Thursday, Friday Fed meetings, there was really not much you could rely on. I gave you the big fat question mark to let you know that this support line was highly questionable. I gave you no next level of support down here to start immediately buying, like at this first one at the 18.6, 18.5, where we found brief stops, because I told you once you lose this, there's no telling how much momentum you'll have to the downside. And until we had facts coming out, on whichever day was going to crash, was it the information on Wednesday, the information on Thursday, the information on Friday, until we knew what it was and saw how the markets react, we didn't know what we were going to get. And to be completely honest, I'm kind of impressed with the way it's holding up. The stock market began selling off and making new lows and going back to lows that have not been seen since almost pre-pandemic, as of yesterday. And Bitcoin held up really well. So you could almost say this was a bit of a delayed reaction. But then when the market started crashing heavily this morning, you definitely got some catch up on Bitcoin. But I'm still pretty impressed with this. However, you need to now pay attention to these lines that I gave you. These are resistance now. So until we can blast back up into here and start closing candles and reclaim this lower level, this is your resistance now. You are resistance at 18.9. So anything below 18,900, you can try creating some levels and, bouncing and playing this. But until we get some more updates on this, you might be best off sitting on your hands if you didn't catch these lows to either dollar cost average or open a position that's now greatly in profit. If you ended up extremely negative and you missed your dollar cost averaging, you've got some rough decisions ahead of you. You might want to highly consider, dumping this when you get wicks up into here until you get better confirmation. Live to fight another day. If you're okay holding it for the long term, or you can continue to DCA later, at a later date, or you say, hey, I'm holding this, I'm not on leverage, it's okay, I can keep this and deal with this later. You can get more money, dollar cost average it down later. Those are all good possibilities that you can look for. But, in the grand scheme of things, this is now resistance. And tomorrow is actually the bigger report. And you need to be aware of more downside. You need to be open in your mind to more downside, and that we are still in a bear market. We are still in a downtrend, and nothing has changed. Things are only getting worse on a macroeconomic scale, on a global scale. Pretty much anywhere you want to look, things are getting worse. The dollar's going up, the inflation's going up. the Fed price BPS points of what the next hike is going to be is now they're pricing in 75 to 100. They've completely taken 50 BPS off the table. So if you understand any of that, it's fine. If not, maybe we'll make a video about that, or I can answer questions in the comments, whatever. But for those who are just looking for the simple setups, they don't chart, they don't follow world news. I try to make this fast and easy for you, and I try to get them out as soon as possible, not spend too much time polishing them up and commercializing, and try to get them out there for the people. Let me get this out there for anybody, wondering what to do right here, and anybody who's freaking out that, it's the end of the world. So let's try to get this video out, and you guys trade safely, be wise, and remember, capital preservation. Live to fight another day. It's a long war ahead of us.